Hi, I'm Todd Weaver, and I'm your professor for Business 510, Ethics and Professional Issues in Business. And this is the course introduction video to just kind of give you a brief, high-level overview of what we're going to be doing in this class. Let me start off by posing a scenario. Let's say that you are a traveling consultant and you are walking through the airport and you remember that your son's birthday is the day you're flying home, and you have not done the shopping, and your wife is busy and hasn't been able to do a lot of shopping for toys, and so you feel really bad, and as you're walking through the airport on your way home, you see this really cool toy, and you decide to buy it as at least have something for your son's birthday when you get home late that night. Well, your company has an expense policy that says that anything over $25 you have to submit a receipt, but anything under $25 you can use the company credit card and you do not have to submit any receipts. So the question is, do you pay for this toy with the company credit card, or do you pay for it with your own credit card? Now, part of your thinking in this process is that you don't feel particularly happy or well compensated in this position. And part of the reason why you have not been able to shop for your son's birthday is because you got called out on this trip at the last minute. It was in addition to your normal travel schedule. So you kind of feel like the company owes you a little bit of extra compensation for this travel. Of course, on the other hand, you know that even though it's on the honor system, this company does not intend for you to use the corporate credit card for buying a toy in the gift shop at the airport. So what would you do? And as you're thinking about that, you might have already come to a conclusion. You might be thinking about what would really happen in that situation. And whatever answer you came back with, I would ask the next question, which is why? Why? Explain to me why you made the decision you did. Explain to me why it was the right decision to make. So that's what we're going to be doing in this class. First, we're going to explore a lot of ethical theories, a lot of approaches to these kinds of decisions, both secular and Judeo-Christian biblical ethics. And of course, with being a Christian university, we're going to advocate for the biblical viewpoint and worldview. And honestly, I think whether you are a believing Christian or just someone who can at least accept Christian principles, I hope to show you in this class that biblical ethics is the best approach to making good ethical decisions. So what I hope to prepare you to do in this class is first to anticipate those ethical dilemmas that are common in business before they arise, and so that when they are on the horizon, you warning bells are going off in your head, and you begin to anticipate and think about how you're going to handle those situations. Second, I hope to equip you with a framework for making ethical decisions. Now, that scenario I gave you probably is pretty straightforward and not a whole lot on the line in terms of money or health or life or anything like that. But in fact, there's many instances where business ethics dilemmas are much weightier and much more complex and much less clear in terms of what is the right and the wrong thing to do. So I want to give you a framework for making those kinds of decisions, for breaking it down really complex decisions and trying to think about and understand what is the best decision to make. And then finally, third, what I hope to prepare you to do is to to defend the decision that you make, to be able to explain to those who might not like the decision, who might not agree with the decision, who might be hurt by the decision. If you're deciding which of two employees to lay off, there's no good answer for that other than keeping them both. One of them is going to be upset. So by giving you a good framework and approach to deciding these ethical dilemmas, it also prepares you to defend and explain your thinking in a way that might not, make the hurt go away for those who are unhappy with your decision, but at least gives them an understanding of the rationale behind your decision and maybe a little bit more acceptance and closure. So that's what we're going to do in this class. It is, I will warn you in advance, going to involve a good bit of reading, and you do need to keep up with that reading as I talk about in my personal introduction. The head, the learning, the knowledge, the content is an important aspect of any kind of business course, but particularly this one. There are going to be some quizzes over the reading that are going to be fairly detailed and specific, multiple choice, factual type answers, some discussion questions. So you need to do the reading and keep up with that. But in addition to that solitary individual endeavor, we're going to be doing a lot of case analyses and case discussions and debates. And I hope this class will be very interactive. And I think that's what where a lot of the really valuable learning in this class takes place, is in those interactions and discussions, both in online forums and live interaction, either online or if it's a hybrid class in the classroom. So that's what lies ahead. I think it's going to be a fun class. I think you're going to enjoy it. I think you're going to appreciate the learning that takes place in this class the rest of your career. So with that said, I encourage you to go ahead and get started on the first week, and I will look forward to interacting with you soon.